Hey everyone, it's the Sports Squad. Today I'm going to be talking about my new podcast, Beyond the Boards Ringside with the Sports Squad. For the first episode, the topic is the World Juniors Summer Showcase. If you missed the action, no stress, I've got you covered. We're breaking down every game result, which NHL teams drafted these players, how they performed, and where they're expected to slot in come the 2026 World Juniors in December. This year's showcase ran from July 25th to August 2nd at Ritter Arena in Minneapolis, featuring four powerhouses: Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden. Not to mention, Canada had two teams, and so did the US. This was a scouting hotbed. Players were fighting for roster spots, coaches were building lines, and the competition was tight, fierce, fast, and physical. To run it back, July 30th, there was a Finland versus Canada game for the first game of the showcase. Finland won 6-3. Aatos Koivu scored twice, and Finland's power play dominated. The same day, Sweden versus USA. It was a 6-3 Sweden win. Sweden's offense overwhelmed Team USA's early and often. The next day, on August 1st, it was an 8-4 win for Sweden over Canada. Sweden erupted offensively. Hage scored, but Canada struggled defensively. It was very obvious. Same day, Finland versus USA. Finland scored 3 goals, 3 third-period power play goals, and the USA's penalties hurt. That's the problem that they had even yesterday. USA couldn't get it done. August 2nd, the day after. Finland versus Sweden. Finland sealed the win behind elite goaltending from Rimpinen, someone who we will talk about later. The last game of the series was Canada versus USA. It was a 6-2 Canada win. Canada finished strong. Vaneker and Hage led the way. So the final standings was Finland 4-1. They beat Sweden head to head. Sweden was also 4-1, but they had a higher goal differential, so we could probably say that they were even. Canada went 2-3, where USA was very disappointing with 1-5. The reason that I suspect that Canada and the US did so poorly was because they brought two teams to this showcase. Canada brought Canada Red and Canada White. They had to whittle it down to one team with the two teams competing. The US also had to do the same with USA Blue and USA White. They had to form one big team. So while the Nordic countries were skating together and forming chemistry, these two Canadian teams and two American teams could not form one. The standout players in NHL draft teams and the World Junior Championship roles. So let's shine the spotlight on guys who made headlines this week. First, my favorite, Aatos Koivu, the Montreal Canadiens draft pick, the third round pick in 2024. He was the tournament goal leader, clutch on the power play. His expected World Juniors role is a top line center or second line center. He leads Finland in attack and faceoffs. Next, I said I was going to talk about Petteri Rimpinen, goalie for the LA Kings. Fifth round pick, what a steal so far in 2025. He's calm, composed, excellent rebound control, and you're thinking that he'd be a starting goaltender and Finland's defensive anchor. Next, Jack Berglund, projected 2026 first rounder. 7 points in 5 games, tied for the most in the showcase with Aatos Koivu. His role in the World Juniors is going to be a top 6 forward, for sure, and a power play quarterback. Next, we have Eric Nielsen, drafted by the Anaheim Ducks in the second round in 2025. He scored 2 goals in the 8-4 blowout versus Canada. World Junior role would be probably a second line winger with a major offensive punch. Next, a Montreal Canadiens prospect, Michael Hage. First round, 21st overall in 2024. He scored in every single game. His grit and finish made him on fire. His World Junior role, maybe a third line center, maybe a second line center. Power play and penalty kill weapon. Next, Merrick Vaneker. When I was watching the game yesterday versus the US, he was amazing. He showed great playmaking in Canada's win over US. His World Junior role would probably be a second line winger and power play contributor. Next, we have Sasha Boisvert. Sorry if I say these wrong, but he's draft eligible for the 2026 draft. He's solid, he's a clean distributor, and he'd probably be a bottom 6 forward and a defensive utility guy. Next, for America, James Hagens. First round, 7th overall pick for the Boston Bruins this year. 5 points in the tournament, speed, and vision. You could see it yesterday. He's going to be a top line center, and he's going to run Team USA's offense for sure. EJ Emery, the defenseman, draft eligible. Big, physical, trusts in big minutes. He's going to be a top 4 D-man and munch minutes and PK. LJ Mooney, another Montreal Canadiens draft pick. 4th round this year and might be a steal. He has great speed, he just needs better finishing. His World Junior role would probably be a second line winger or third line with fast break specialists. So to go over the teams, Finland was the most complete team, by far. Well, not by far, but they were the most complete team. They were smart, they were structured, they had excellent goaltending. Koivu and Rimpinen might be the best 1-2 punch heading into the World Junior Championship. Special teams were on fire. They punished the USA and shut down Sweden. Sweden, still high-scoring offense, fast transitions, explosive middle frames. Discipline still a problem, as it is for all these teams, except for Finland. They handled Finland multiple chances. Berglund and Nielsen led a dangerous offensive core for December. Canada, inconsistent early, but finished the showcase on a heater. Goaltending pool with Gardner, Ravensburger, Ivanovich is looking solid. Hage, Vanacker, and Boisvert make his dynamic third line or second line possibility. The USA, it was the biggest letdown of the showcase, sorry. 1-5, discipline, goaltending, and systems were all off. Everything was not working. Hagens and Emery impressed, but the squad needs structure fast. What to watch for in the World Juniors in December. Finland is a clear medal contender, of course. Sweden could win gold if they improve PK and discipline. Canada is trending upwards and they're looking to bounce back from that horrible World Juniors last year. USA needs a full camp reset. They have tons of talent, they have little cohesion. They don't have all the chemistry that the Nordic countries and even a little bit of Canada does. So there you have it, a full look into the World Junior Summer Showcase in 2025. Who's rising, who's falling, and what does the December picture look like? Me personally, I'm watching Koivu and Hage. They're Montreal Canadiens prospects. Not to mention LJ Mooney. These guys are killer. But don't sleep on Berglund or Rimpinen either. I really like Rimpinen's game. If you like this breakdown, follow for more draft content, World Junior Championship talk, and ringside takes. I'm Ian, signing off. I'll see you back behind the boards. Thank you.